Previously on Handbook for Mortals.
Do you like me? Oh, please, I need to know.
I'm telling you, readers, Jackson and I talked and flirted for hours. I'm telling you about the chemistry we totally have. I swear it is there. Picking up a simple double space later, Sheree schleps into her apartment at around 4 a.m. She plops onto her bed and continues to think back on the past 24 hours / 3 videos for only the 28th time. I feel like this is Sam's default mode to leave Sheree in. Like, Sam struggles so much to move forward with the quote-unquote plot that she'll just fall back to the comforts of reiterating the past as a way to pad that sweet, sweet word count. By having Sheree frequently retreat into her mind to regurgitate crap that we already read, well, come on, let's just say I'm surprised she's not one to stare up at the rain with her mouth gaping open. So anyway, Sheree's torn over her two love interests for the 36th time this evening. She beats around the possibility of loving more than one person, and she even pastes one of her favorite poems to source from, and probably never got the permission to publish. All these super complex thoughts and decisions are all just too much for Sheree, and she resigns to consult the cards on who to pick. But, for a split second, another issue flashed through my mind. It dawned on me I should really be worried much more about the strange girl who I encountered at the mall. Priorities. Love life, nya. Actual plot, nya. This part f***ing kills me though. I just wasn't as concerned with her at the moment as I was with my love life.
Oh my god!
Unknown person has magic too? This can possibly expand my tiny, tiny horizon? Maybe this can become the catalyst for an actual magical adventure? Who cares about that? No, I need to know which cuck's gonna smooch on my cooch. Priorities! But fret not. I promised myself to do a reading on her when I was done with this. For what it's worth, I did, and I came up with nothing. The cards made no sense, which told me that someone had gone to great lengths for me not to get a reading on the situation at all. ... There wasn't anything I could do about it, so I pushed the whole incident and the girl out of my mind and decided not to worry about it till the time came up again. Why is Sheree actively running away from the story? What in your tiny, dim, empty little cranium makes you think this isn't worth pursuing at all, Sheree? Nah, I'll just be a passive and wait for the plot to come nipping at my heels again. It's like Lanny Sam's personally flipping me off here, and I am livid. From here, we dive into a great exposition dump of Chapter 8 2.0. But to its credit, it's more magical world development, even if it's being projectile word vomited right at our faces. This time, we get a lecture plucked directly from The Way of the White Coachella Hippie for Dummies, under the chapter, Let's Culturally Appropriate Spirit Guides. Basically, everyone's assigned to a guide before they're born, and if you're a very special girl like Sheree here, they'll even be more magical and special, unlike the plebeian spirit guides that lowly mortals get. The entities act as a person's guardian angel that gives great advice, like they're a form of a person's ego, but not their intuition. Alright, sure, or whatever. I feel like this could be less convolutedly worded. It just feels like a bunch of globbity-glook, but I think I get the point. I think, maybe. Sheree communicates with her spirit guide via the tarot card DMs. She chooses, shuffles, and cuts the deck. Then makes her direct request aloud, so nothing could possibly get misconstrued. I'm looking for who would be best overall for my highest and best good. Highest and best good? What kind of Melania Trump talk is this? I don't really know much about tarot cards, but that is grammar. And for his highest and best good as well, Jackson should come up in the form of the King of Wands and Mac as the King of Cups. But Before she gets an answer to that, she flips cards to represent her past. And I'm just gonna paste the basic bitch Google definitions for all these cards, so just pause the video in between to read them if you so wish. So for her past, there's the High Priestess, which Sheree just now notices that the picture looks like and must totally represent her mother. Then we have the Chariot, and then the Fool. Sheree spends time paraphrasing some Wikipedia pages and calling it her personal interpretations of these cards, or some crap to us. I'm honestly just trying to keep my eyes from glazing over at the moment. She then lays down 3 more cards to represent her present, I assume. The Magician, the Devil, and the Lovers, which are followed by more of her interpretations. Except for the Devil, which she doesn't know what it means for her at the moment, so like most important things, she just shrugs it off and will deal with it later. She's just too eager to move on to her future, the good shit, you know, with her romantic possibilities. I swear, this fucking idiot can't read signs for shit. So she lays down 2 piles to represent Jackson, the King of Wands, and Mac, the King of Cups, just to reiterate, while repeating her request for extra clarification. Sheree then flips the first pile of cards. The 8 of Wands, the 3 of Pentacles, the 3 of Cups, the Sun, the 5 of Pentacles, the 9 of Cups, and the King of Wands. Sheree comes to the conclusion that Jackson would be pretty good, but her intuition, which is not her ego, which is also not her spirit guide, tells her there's gotta be extra meaning to read into. But she doesn't know what could it be, so Sheree just shrugs it off again and moves on to the other pile. This pile has a few more cards to it. The Ace of Cups, the 2 of Cups, the 10 of Pentacles, the 4 of Wands, the 10 of Cups, Wheel of Fortune, the 8 of Swords, the Queen of Cups, and the King of Cups. Sheree surmises that Mac would be great marriage material, but all hell could break loose at the same time. She's like, weird, and shrugs it off once more, before going to flip 3 more cards that represent her general future. And there's a scene break into Italics Vision, and we jump to Della. Hey, new semi-perspective that isn't Mac. Woo! Della lays down the Tower, Death, and Zawardo. It's implied that these are the same cards that Sheree was about to flip over before the cut. We learned that Della's been doing tarot readings on Sheree every day, as they haven't communicated at all since she left home. This way, Della can check in on her kid till fate dictates they reconnect. This must be where Sheree gets her failure to communicate from. Some modestly dressed, stringy, brunette-haired, makeupless, skinny, almost too skinny, sad, and slightly scared woman named April. Wow, an actual description of another woman. She walks in to what I assume to be a part of Della's house, if I remember the Great Exposition Dump 1.0 correctly, and requests a tarot reading. Della goes on to recite the same general speech she's said thousands of times. She tells the client what she sees is their current path, along with any other requested possible paths. The client can consult Della on what would be the best decisions to make to possibly change any of the red paths. However, there are some things that can't be changed, and any attempts to do so would still yield the same outcome. Gallifrey always blows up, Mayuri always dies. Ah, would you look at that. Concise enough rules that contributes to lore. All right, it took long enough. The scene ends and we jump back to Sheree a few days later. We're back at the mall. This time, she's shopping for casual clothes. Our smirk Cookie thought she'd only need enough outfits for a weekend getaway and didn't pack for the long term. Like an idiot. So, now we're gonna meet Maggie again and the two are gonna gush and spill some tea, right? Nope, she already did her shopping off screen and we jump in with her about to leave. But she's pretty parched, So she's gonna hit a lemonade stand first. Lemonade stand. Oh, hell. Wait, okay, hold on. Okay, my butt cheeks are clenched. I am ready for this. Ugh. Sheree orders a small lemonade from the scrawny teenage male cashier. The poor kid's fallen prey to Sheree's stinky magic pheromones and is utterly enraptured by her, staring under the guise of admiring her hair. Sheree gives the kid, Alan, exactly $2.09, and he's practically spent the moment their hands briefly touch. Alan compliments Sheree's eyes next, and she's like, "Thanks." So she steps aside and just awkwardly fiddles around with her phone and hair because Alan just won't stop eyeing her, to the point that he's even ignoring the other customers. She glances over, catches him gawking, and all of a sudden some short, stocky girl with mousy brown hair from behind the booth jumps into fight mode. Both Sheree and me are like, whoa, what? The barely 5-foot girls are like, "That's my boyfriend, skank." And Sheree stands her ground, towering over the girl and not at all intimidated by her lowly female jealousy. Sheree warns, "Don't make me angry. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry." I honestly wouldn't be remotely surprised if one of her powers is to become the She-Hulk. Sheree actually starts to convulse with bubbling rage, which causes the vat of lemonade to start rattling a bit. Alan's nameless girlfriend refuses to step down from Sheree, the miserable bitch, and I'm totally rooting for this saucy lass hardcore. But this displeases our Lord Almighty, who's just been pushed over the edge. Oh well, guess she's just gotta teach this short, stocky female a lesson. Look what you made her do, Alan's nameless girlfriend. The second the word bitch left Alan's nameless girlfriend's mouth, Sheree just f***ing snaps! Her clenched fists shake again and the vat explodes, sending lemonade and glass shards in every direction. Holy shit! Sheree makes sure she's conscious enough to miraculously spare everybody else from being hit, but Alan's nameless girlfriend's drenched in sticky lemonade. And even though it's not mentioned, there is no way she isn't just absolutely impaled by a buttload of glass shards. And Sheree, our main character, heroine that we're supposed to root for under gunpoint, just shrugs it off and declares, "When life hands you lemonades," and sachets away, no lemonade, and $2.09 poorer. Actual end of chapter. Whew. Well, this is a whole nother kind of train wreck compared to part 1. That part was so batshit it was doing lines of coke in the bathroom and having a tits out wild time twerking it on the bar. This part, however, decided to chug a whole keg at once, stubbornly slur their opinions on astrology and how it's the most honest measurement to base someone's character, then hurl everywhere and blame me for being a heartless Virgo before passing out face first in said vomit. What's left to say? I'm still hella salty Sheree cares more about who's going to end up dicking her down by the end of the book. We all know it's gonna be Mac, so I don't get the point of waffling any further. And the utterly shithousery lemonade bit here? Yeah, our main character committed assault on a stranger and doesn't feel a lick of remorse. That is f***ing psychotic. Hey, Lanny Serum, I know you got a thing against the entire female gender, whether you admit it or not. But what the f***? And don't hide behind the magic pheromones repel women plot point. That's just an excuse to justify your own internalized misogyny. No, actually, you know what? I want to dissect this last scene further. Okay, we are presented with a young teenage woman. This girl is the only character with speaking lines who is denied a name, an identity. And I'm not including the mystery girl from last chapter. We know she'll get a name eventually. Lanny Serum has so far made it a point to name pretty much every character who gets more than one line of dialogue. And Drew. This girl is only known as Alan's girlfriend, so that alone makes her stand out. Next, Alan's nameless girlfriend is one of 2 female characters with dialogue, that's not including Sheree, period, who gets a physical description. The first, oddly enough, being April from Della's scene earlier. Lil comes pretty close with a description of stereotypical goth girl, black hair, black nails, tattoos, which is honestly enough to work with for that character. But Alan's nameless girlfriend is short, at no more than 5 foot 2 inches specifically, has a stocky build and mousy brown hair. Okay, break that down. 1, that is more than what we get for Sophia, Human Mel, Beth, Maggie, and even the mysterious Magi girl. There's that one girl from The Hermit who got a detailed description, but she is an outlier who should not be counted. 2, why is she a nameless punching bag for Sheree to T-pose dominance over, one of the only girls, again including April, to have her body type specified? That she's a thick girl having what's usually stereotyped as a boring, dull hair color. I just interpret this as Serum / the narrator / Shari subconsciously declaring to us, "Behold, this wide, ugly female who poses no threat to my own hotness. I am still the uncontested alpha." 3, Shari, I'm 5 foot 9 inches, and so while I don't usually tower above any guys I know, I can definitely look them directly in the eye. Most girls who are at 5 foot 5 inches, which I believe is an average height for a woman, have to look up, Serum, absolutely towering over this 5 foot 2 short queen who's struggling to look tough or mean, but still holds her ground, and by God, do I commend her for that. Do you know what this means? Shari is literally picking on the little guy. I feel like Lanny Serum wrote this scene to show how badass Shari can be. She takes crap from no one. She's willing to throw hands with assholes and not be pushed around. Like, this is supposed to be empowering. But this isn't some formidable figure posing an actual threat to her, nor some alpha Chad douchebag trying to harass her. It's a chubby little spitfire who called Shari a bitch over an exaggerated misunderstanding. This isn't empowering, this is bullying. Christ, when life hands you lemons, f*** off, Shari. This is the real reason why you never had any friends growing up. It was never them. It was you. Now, will someone go narc on this sociopath to the magic police already? God damn. Oh.
Why, hello there. So nice of you to drop by. If you'll please become utterly entranced by this crudely drawn hip swiveling, I'd like to deliver my ending spiel. Thank you all for watching. If you like what you see, and how can you not, look at these hips go. Please consider supporting me on my Patreon, where you can get 1-day early access to all upcoming videos, as well as the entire uncut audio of book reviews. You can hear me yap for almost double the amount of time. You can also vote for the next novel for me to suffer through, or enjoy. I'm at y'all's mercy after all. I can even draw sketches for you at child labor prices. Oh! I jest. Kinda. If you're unable to support me on a subscription basis via Patreon, and I totally understand, I also have a Ko-fi page tip jar for your instant generosity needs. You do you, boo. No judgment. Finally, a like and subscribe still goes a long way. I'm eternally grateful for any and all support. You may now peel your eyes away from this sexy, sexy penguin body. Remember to stay hydrated, friends, and take care.